Good morning, one and all. Please tell me whether my screen is visible or not. Is it visible? Is it visible, students? Anyone, please respond. Is my screen visible to you?
సార్ వాయిస్ చాలా లోగా వినిపిస్తుంది సార్.
అవునా? ఇప్పుడు ఇప్పుడు వంశీ.
లిటిల్ బెటర్ సార్, కొంచెం స్లోగానే ఉంది సార్.
ఓకే 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 వంశీ. వన్స్ లెసన్ స్టార్ట్ అయిన తర్వాత ఒకసారి ఏమన్నా అట్లానే ఉంటే చెప్పు.
నౌ ఇట్స్ క్లియర్.
ఓకే ఓకే వంశీ, థ్యాంక్ యూ. Okay, students, till now we have seen what is transducer, what is its basic principle, what is its construction, and what are its working, what what is its advantage and disadvantage, and what are their applications we have seen till now. And that instrumentation part as well as the measuring part we have completed. These are the two topics, last two or three topics we are come to the end of the sixth unit. In this topic we will see the all the instruments, whatever the instrument we have seen, those instruments we are going to use in this data acquisition system. We are going to acquire some data from remote place, and it is going to be given to the it is going to be given to the some PC or some any other remote location system. Like that we are going to transfer that data. That is the main purpose of data acquisition system. We will see what is data acquisition system, how many types of data acquisition systems are there, we will see. And in that what are the different modules are present in this data acquisition system, we are going to learn today. Okay, here in this data acquisition system, normally this is the generalized data acquisition block diagram. Transducer, we are going to take some group of transducers, let it be transducer 1 2 3 4, like that. We are going to take some transducer, and then it is given to the signal conditioner. Thereafter it is given to the, these are the multiple signals is given to some multiplexer here. This multiplexer is going to convert that signal into the that is going to convert it into one signal like format. In the serial data format it is going to be transmitted. This data is in the form of some analog data format. It is in the analog data only. That is it can be, this analog data can be read out by using this recorders, display unit, and some meters also. We can acquire that data, that analog data. Thereafter, this analog data is going to convert it into digital format here by placing some analog to digital converter. Digital converter, after converting this signal into the digital format, thereafter it is going to be given to some printer, digital display, magnetic tape, transmission to some other transmission purpose. We can transmit that signal, and finally to the computer processing unit, like that. This is the basic block diagram of data acquisition system. The same block diagram we can be applied to the digital systems also, digital data acquisition system also. Okay, we will see the what is the purpose of transducer block, signal conditioner block, multiplexer. These blocks, what is the importance of each and every module, we are going to see. Okay, here this is the data acquisition system. In order to optimize the characteristics of the system in terms of performance of the system, we are going to optimize the system, optimize that each and every characteristics of the system in order to increase the performance of the entire system. And the data handling capacity and its cost, different relevant subsystems are going to be combined together here. Different systems are going to be combined here. The system used for data processing, data conversion, data transmission, data storage is called data acquisition system. The system used for, we are going to use this system for data processing, data conversion, data transmission, data storage is called, we can call this for data acquisition system. Process data, processing, conversion, transmission, and storage. We can call this as data acquisition system. In short, we can call this as DAS also. Capital, we can call this as, in short, we can call this as DAS, data acquisition system. In LabVIEW, we can call this as DAQ, data acquisition boards. DAQ ల్యాబ్యూలో డాగ్ బోర్డ్స్ అనేవాళ్ళం. డాగ్ బోర్డ్స్ మీకు గుర్తుందో లేదో, డాగ్ బోర్డ్స్ అంటాం కదా, ఆ డాగ్ బోర్డ్స్ ల్యాబ్యూలో అట్లా అంటాం అనమాట. డేటా acquisition boards, those are DAG boards means. Okay. Mm. The typical data acquisition system consists of sensors with necessary signal conditioning, data conversion, data processing, data handling, and transmission, storage, and display systems. The data acquisition system relates to collection of the input data in the digital form rapidly, economically, and accurately as necessary. We are going to collect the data very fastly. We are supposed to collect the data, and as well as it should be in the cheaper format, as well as the data should be in the accurate format. And this is the basic block diagram of generalized data acquisition system. It consists of transducer, signal conditioner, multiplexer, analog to digital converters, and finally this digital display modules. Okay. The objective of a data acquisition system. The DAS means data acquisition system acquire the necessary data at correct speed and at the correct time. We need to acquire the data at the correct speed as well as at correct time format. It must use all the data efficiently to inform the operator about the state of the plant. Let us assume that we can let us assume that we can take the let us assume that we can take the data efficiently to inform the operator about the state of the plant. Means here different types of plants we can come across here for the industrial purpose. We can take the petroleum plant, or cement industry, or some iron manufacturing company, like that. In each and every plant we can come across the automation systems here. In those automation system, the data transmission, how the data transmission is taking place, that can be displayed upon the front panel. From that front panel we can acquire the from which module to the to which module the data is get transmitted, as well as while transmission of the data, if there is any sort of problem is occurred, then that problem can be displayed upon that panel, and immediately the supervisor will go to that terminal and retrieve the whatever the information required, as well as it can be sort out of that problem, as well as it is going to be, that problem is going to be fixed. In that position, the efficiency, the data transmission efficiency should be should be very clear format, as well as for example, in pharmaceutical industry. In pharmaceutical industry, the delay of transmission of each and every data within milliseconds also, it is going to be give some millions of డాలర్స్ లాస్ టు దట్ ఇండస్ట్రీ. అందుకని ఇన్ ఫార్మా ఇండస్ట్రీలో ఏంటంటే అసలు టైం ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు మనీ అన్నట్టు ఉంటుంది అనమాట, ఎప్పుడైనా సరే ఫార్మా ఇండస్ట్రీస్లో. అందుకనే వాళ్ళు షిఫ్ట్స్ వైజ్ వర్కింగ్ ఉంటుంది అనమాట ఫార్మా ఇండస్ట్రీస్లో. అందుకని డేటా ఎక్విజిషన్ అనేది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. అది ఆ డేటా స్ట్రీమ్ ఆఫ్ డేటాని ఎక్వైర్ చేస్తూ ఉంటారు, దాన్ని అనాలిసిస్ చేస్తూ ఉంటారు, యాజ్ వెల్ యాజ్ ఏదైనా ప్రాబ్లం వచ్చినా సరే ఫాస్ట్గా ఫిక్స్ చేస్తుంటారు అనమాట ఆ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ని. అది here it must here data acquisition system monitors the operation to complete plant, so that optimum online safety operations are maintained here. Optimum online safety operations are going to be maintained. It must provide effective human communication system which helps in identifying the problem areas here. This minimizes Unit availability, it is going to minimize the unit availability and maximizes the unit output at lower cost here. It should provide the effective human communication system, as well as minimize the unit availability, whatever the different units are there. The with a small amount of units, our work should be fulfilled. The entire work should be fulfilled by the small amount of units also. And maximize the unit output. యూనిట్స్ తక్కువగా యూస్ చేసుకోవాలి, మనకు వచ్చే ప్రొడక్షన్ ఎక్కువగా ఉండాలన్నమాట. అది it must be it must be able to collect, summarize and store data properly for diagnosis and record purposes of any operation. The data acquisition system must collect the data, summarize and store data properly for diagnosis purpose and record purposes of any operation. These are the objectives of data acquisition system. And and some are other objectives are: it must be able to compute unit performance indices using online real time communication. Through online also, some of the problems are going to be fixed. Online helping should be there for each and every company. Okay. For example, our product, our module is imported from Germany, like that, via it is going to be imported from Germany అనుకుందాం. ఒక మాడ్యూల్ని మనం జర్మనీ నుంచి ఇంపోర్ట్ చేసుకున్నాం. ఆ మాడ్యూల్కి ఏదైనా ప్రాబ్లం వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, అప్పుడు ఆన్లైన్ హెల్పే తీసుకోగలం. అక్కడ నుంచి జర్మనీ నుంచి ఆ పర్సన్ వచ్చి ఇక్కడికి వచ్చి ఫిక్స్ చేయటం అదే ఉండదు అనమాట. వాళ్ళు ఆన్లైన్లో ఉంటారు, వాళ్ళు ఆన్లైన్లోనే ఫిక్స్ చేస్తారన్నమాట ఏదైనా ప్రాబ్లం వస్తే. అట్లా. Therefore, we are supposed to take some online help also. Online real time communication is also needed for the fixing of the problems. It must be flexible. Also, the expansion facility for the future requirements must be provided by it. Those data acquisition systems should be in the flexible in nature. It must be reliable also, and should not have a downtime greater than 0.1%. ఈ 0.1% కంటే కూడా డౌన్ టైం ఉండకూడదు అనమాట. వర్కింగ్ ఆఫ్ దట్ ఎంటైర్ డేటా ఎక్విజిషన్ షుడ్ బి వెరీ accurate and reliable. And the DAS is mainly classified into two types, that is analog data acquisition system and digital data acquisition system. ఈ DAS means data acquisition systems are divided into two types, analog and digital. You will see the first one, analog data acquisition system. In this analog data acquisition system, we are going to use transducer as it is, and thereafter signal conditioner, thereafter multiplexer. From multiplexer, it is given to the it is analog amount of data I am going to acquire here. The data is in the format of serial format of data. Serial data is going to be processed here. Serial amount of data is going to be processed to the visual display, graphic recorder or magnetic recorder. It can be displayed. That serial data can be displayed here. Okay, by using these modules. This is the analog data acquisition system. We will see the each and every module, what is the working of each and every module in detail. Analog data acquisition system. The basic components used in this analog DAS are as follows. That is, first one is transducer. The transducer is used to convert the physical quantity into an electrical quantity. This transducer is going to convert the physical quantity into an electrical quantity. The transducers such as strain gauge, thermocouple, piezoelectric devices, photosensitive devices are most widely used here. Normally at industry level, we are going to use the temperature sensors, pressure sensors, level sensors, flow sensors, like that. Most of the applications depends upon that applications, we are going to use these different types of transducers here. The transducer generates a voltage proportional to the physical quantity. The transducer is going to generate some output voltage proportional to the whatever the physical quantity we are going to acquire Depends upon this physical quantity, the output is going to be in the form of some output voltage. That voltage is proportional to the physical quantity being measured here. This voltage is applied as the input to the data acquisition system. The voltage is is applied as input to the data acquisition system. Apart from this, some special sensors produce frequency which can be counted by an electronic counter also. సెన్సార్ ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేస్తుంది, ఒక ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీని ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేసినప్పుడు దట్ ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ కెన్ బి కౌంటెడ్ బై యూజింగ్ సమ్ ఎలక్ట్రానిక్ కౌంటర్. నెక్స్ట్ వన్, signal conditioner. This device includes the supporting circuitry for the transducer here. Here this device, signal conditioning device, provides some supporting circuitry for the transducer. It allows the output voltage of transducer to amplify up to the desired level. It can do the amplification of the signal. Next one, amplification of the signal. Amplification is possible, scaling of the signal is possible, and as well as some some filtering operations can also be done in this signal conditioner block. Filtering operation చేయొచ్చు, scaling చేయొచ్చు, and amplification of the signal చేయొచ్చు అనమాట. It also converts the output voltage to the desired form so that it can accept by the next stage also. ఏదైనా నెక్స్ట్ స్టేజ్ని బట్టి మనం ఈ సిగ్నల్ కండిషనింగ్ చేసుకుంటాం అనమాట. అదే నెక్స్ట్ స్టేజ్లో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ నాకు ఒక నాకు జనరేట్ చేసిన సిగ్నల్ని నాకు వచ్చింది 20 మిల్లీ వోల్ట్స్ అనుకుందాం. దాన్ని స్టెప్ అప్ చేయాలనుకోండి, దాన్ని ఇంక్రీజ్ చేయాలనుకోండి. ఇంక్రీజ్ చేయాలంటే అప్పుడు మనం ఒక వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు యూస్ సమ్ యాంప్లిఫైర్. బై దట్ యాంప్లిఫైర్ వీ కెన్ ఎన్హాన్స్ దట్ వోల్టేజ్ లెవెల్ అండ్ ఇట్ కెన్ బి ట్రాన్స్మిటెడ్ టు ది అదర్ మాడ్యూల్ లైక్ దట్. It produces the it produces the conditions in transducer so that they work properly here. It also provides excitation power and balancing the circuits here. Excitation power can also be transmitted by the signal conditioner, as well as balancing of the circuit is also be can also be done across this signal conditioner module. This is about signal conditioner. Multiplexers. Next one, it allows a single channel to share it with more than one input quantity. It accepts multiple analog inputs. It is going to accept analog inputs, multiple analog inputs. With the help of multiplexer, we can transmit more than one quantity using the same channel. More than one quantity is going to be transmitted. More than one quantity can be transmitted to this multiplexer, and it can be transmitted and it can be converted into one stream of data. And the multiplexer are most widely used when many quantities are to be transmitted. ఎక్కువ quantities transmit చేయాల్సి వచ్చినప్పుడు we are going to use this multiplexer. Also, when the distance between the transmitting end and receiving end is more, the multiplexers are used here. Distance కూడా ఎక్కువ ఉన్నప్పుడు we are going to use this multiplexer between transmitter and receiver. Next one is calibrating equipment. Before each test, the calibration is carried out. This is called as pre-calibration here. ఏదైనా టెస్ట్ చేయాలనుకున్నాం అనుకోండి, ఏదైనా ఎక్విప్మెంట్ టెస్ట్ చేయాలనుకున్నప్పుడు వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు క్యాలిబ్రేట్ ది each and every instrument. That process we can call this as pre-calibration here. Similarly, after test, calibration is carried out and it is called as post calibration. Calibration test కి చేసే ముందు దాన్నేమో ప్రీ అంటాం, టెస్ట్ అయిపోయిన దాన్నేమో పోస్ట్ క్యాలిబ్రేషన్ అంటాం అనమాట. ఇట్ ఈస్ యూజువల్లీ కన్సిస్ట్ ఆఫ్ మిల్లీ వోల్ట్స్ క్యాలిబ్రేషన్. ఆ మిల్లీ వోల్ట్స్ ఇప్పుడు మనకు అవుట్పుట్ వచ్చే సిగ్నల్ ఇన్ టర్మ్స్ ఆఫ్ మిల్లీ వోల్ట్స్ ఉందనుకోండి. ఆ టర్మ్స్ ఆఫ్ మిల్లీ వోల్ట్స్ 20 టు 40 మిల్లీ వోల్ట్స్ రేంజ్లో రావాలి. కానీ అది సరిగ్గా 40 మిల్లీ వోల్ట్స్ కంటే కూడా చాలా 20 మిల్లీ వోల్ట్స్ కంటే కూడా తక్కువ వస్తుంది అనుకోండి, 60 మిల్లీ వోల్ట్స్ అట్లా వస్తుంది అనుకోండి, వీ నీడ్ టు క్యాలిబ్రేట్. అట్లాగే 40 మిల్లీ వోల్ట్స్ కంటే ఎక్స్ట్రా వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, 45 మిల్లీ వోల్ట్స్ అట్లా వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, వీ నీడ్ టు సపోజ్ టు క్యాలిబ్రేట్ దట్ ఇన్స్ట్రుమెంట్ ఇన్ టర్మ్స్ ఆఫ్ మిల్లీ వోల్ట్స్. It usually consists of millivolt calibration of all input circuits and shunt calibration of all the bridge type of transducers here. The integrating equipment, is also present here. This block is used for integration or the summation of the quantity. మనకు అక్కడ అవుట్పుట్లో వచ్చిన క్వాంటిటీని మొత్తం సమ్మేట్ చేసుకొని తీసుకుంటుంది అనమాట ఇంటిగ్రేటింగ్ ఎక్విప్మెంట్. ద డిజిటల్ టెక్నిక్స్ ఆర్ నార్మల్లీ యూస్డ్ ఫర్ ఇంటిగ్రేషన్ పర్పస్. ఇంటిగ్రేట్ చేయాలంటే మనం డిజిటల్ టెక్నిక్స్ కూడా అడాప్ట్ చేసుకోవాలన్నమాట. ఏదైనా డిజిటల్ టెక్నిక్స్ని అడాప్ట్ చేసుకొని వీ కెన్ ఇంటిగ్రేట్ దోస్ ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీ క్వాంటిటీ. ఓకే. Next, visual display devices. These are necessary to monitor the input signal continuously. These devices includes panel meters, numerical displays, single or multi-channel CROs, storage CROs, etc. ఇవన్నీ మనం ఇక్కడ న్యూమరికల్ డిస్ప్లేస్, సింగిల్ ఆర్ మల్టీ ఛానల్ సిఆర్ఓస్, డ్యూయల్ ఛానల్ సిఆర్ఓస్ చూసాం కదమ్మా. డ్యూయల్ ఛానల్ సిఆర్ఓస్, స్టోరేజ్ ఆసిలోస్కోప్ చూసాం. ఇవన్నీ కూడా యూస్ చేసుకుంటాం అన్నమాట ఇక్కడ విజువల్ డిస్ప్లే డివైజెస్లో. Analog recorders. These are required to record the output signal. The analog recorders include strip chart recorder, magnetic tape recorder, etc. Example for these analog recorders are strip chart recorder, magnetic tape recorder. Analog computers. These are used as data reduction devices. The output voltage of the analog computer may be converted into the digital form for further computation. Even though the accuracy of the analog computer is less than the digital computers, they are still used because of their low cost. ఇప్పుడున్న మనం యూస్ చేసే మొత్తం డిజిటల్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ కంప్యూటర్స్ అయితే అనలాగ్ కంప్యూటర్స్ కూడా ఉంటాయంట. ఈ అనలాగ్ కంప్యూటర్స్ వల్ల యూజ్ ఏంటంటే దే ద కాస్ట్ ఆఫ్ దీస్ డివైజెస్ ఈస్ వెరీ లో. This is about analog data acquisition system. The main parts are transducer, signal conditioner, multiplexer, and thereafter visual display. The data can be transmitted to the visual display, graphic recorder, magnetic recorder. The same the same diagram can be applicable to the same diagram can be applicable to the digital data acquisition system also. Okay. This digital data acquisition system, same as generalized block diagram of data acquisition system, it consists of transducer, more number of transducers, more number of signal conditioner. Depends upon the how many number of transducers are placed here. That signal, that physical signal is going to be is going to be converted into the millivolts format. That millivolts format is given to the signal conditioner here in order to increase that signal. The amplification of the signal, scaling of the signal, filtering of the signal is going to be done across the signal conditioner. Thereafter it is given to the multiplexer. Thereafter it is this analog signal is going to be transmitted to the analog to digital converter, and from this analog to digital converter it is given to the digital digital display modules or printing modules here. Okay, we will see in detail. The digital data acquisition system includes all the blocks shown in the figure. Some of the digital data acquisition system may use some additional functional blocks. The essential functions of a digital data acquisition system are as follows. First one, it handles the analog signal. It is going to this digital data acquisition system is going to handle the analog signals here. It performs measurement. It is going to perform some measurement. It converts analog signal into digital data and handles it. It performs internal programming and control also. It is going to perform some internal programming and control. ప్రోగ్రామబుల్ లాజిక్ కంట్రోలర్స్ అని చెప్పి ఉంటాయమ్మా, పిఎల్సీస్ అంటాం అనమాట. అది ఇండస్ట్రీస్లో యూస్ చేస్తారు. అక్కడ ప్రోగ్రామబుల్ లాజిక్ కంట్రోలర్స్లో we can convert that analog signal into digital format, and digital signal can be converted into analog format like that. Internal programming and control is going to be done by using that PLCs. The various components of the digital data acquisition systems are as follows. Same, transducer. It converts the physical quantity into a proportional electrical signal which is given as input to the digital data acquisition system. Next one is signal conditioner. They include supporting circuits for amplifying, that scaling or modifying or selecting the certain positions of these signals. Amplifying, scaling, filtering can be done across here. Multiplexers accepts multiple analog inputs and connects them sequentially to one measurement system. Signal converters. The signal converters are used to translate analog signal to a form which is suitable for the next stage, that is analog to digital converter. This block is optional one. This is for digital purpose. We are going to convert this signal converters here. అంటే అనలాగ్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ సిగ్నల్ మనకు సరిపోయిద్ది అనుకుంటే యూ కెన్ స్టాప్ దేర్. Whereas in order to acquire that signal as well as displaying of the signal, then we need to convert that signal in the digital format, and that analog signal can be transmitted to converters, and thereafter it can be displayed upon the display panel. Analog to digital converters. The analog to digital converters converts the analog voltage to its equivalent digital form. The output of the analog to digital converters may be fed to the digital display devices for display or the digital recorders for recording. The same signal may be fed to the digital computers for data reduction or further processing. Next one, auxiliary equipment. The devices which are used for system programming functions. Devices, whatever the devices we are going to use for system programming functions and digital data processing. Digital data processing, system programming functions కి డిజిటల్ డేటా ప్రాసెసింగ్కి యూస్ చేసుకుంటున్నాం అనుకోండి, ఆ డివైజెస్ని మనం ఆక్సిలరీ ఎక్విప్మెంట్ అంటాం అనమాట, ఆర్ ఇంక్లూడెడ్ ఇన్ ది ఆక్సిలరీ ఎక్విప్మెంట్. The typical function of the auxiliary equipment includes the linearization and limit comparison of the signals here. That those signals can be linearized as well as limits the comparison of the signal here. These functions are performed by individual instruments or the digital computers also. Next one is digital recorders. They record the information in digital form. The digital information is stored in the digital information is stored in punched cards, magnetic tape, magnetic tape recorders, typewrite and typewrite pages, floppies, or combination of these systems. అన్ని కాంబినేషన్ ఇవి ఓల్డ్ ఎక్విప్మెంట్ అమ్మా, ఇదంతా ఓల్డ్ ఎక్విప్మెంట్. ఓల్డెన్ డేస్లో ఇవన్నీ యూస్ చేసేవాళ్ళు. నవే డేస్ ఆల్ ద డేటా ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు బి స్టోర్డ్ ఇన్ ది హార్డ్ డిస్క్ ఓన్లీ, and whenever the required, whenever the data or the information required, we can retrieve from the hard disk, or some any server is going to be maintained, and that data can be stored in that server. Thereafter we can retrieve that data from this server also. The digital printer used provides a high quality hard copy for records, minimizing the operator's work here. Okay. Next, applications of these data acquisition systems. These are becoming very popular because of simplicity, accuracy, and reliable. These are widely used in industrial areas, scientific areas, including aerospace, biomedical, and telemetry industries, pharmaceutical industries also. These are the important areas we are going to use this data acquisition system. When the lower accuracy is tolerable, or when wide frequency bandwidth is needed, then analog data acquisition systems are going to be used. కొంచెం యాక్యురసీ కొంచెం పర్లేదు, ఒక మీడియం యాక్యురసీ ఉన్నా పర్లేదు అనుకుంటే వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు యూస్ దిస్ అనలాగ్ డాష్ systems we are going to use here. Whereas in order to acquire the high accuracy as well as the bandwidth should be in the narrow format, we are going to use this digital dash. For lower accuracy and wide frequency bandwidth, we are going to use this analog dash. Whereas high accuracy and narrow bandwidth means we are going to use this digital dash. Next one is a single channel data acquisition system. This is the single channel data acquisition system. In this, input signal is given to the analog to digital converter, and a converter command is given. Whenever converter command is given, it can be transmitted to the buffer, and from this analog to digital converter, one signal is also given to the buffer. Then from this buffer is mainly used for temporary storage of data, and it is given to the from this buffer, that signal is given to the computer, or printout of the printout of that information, or we can store that data in some storage device also. This is the single channel data acquisition system. The basic single channel data acquisition system consists of a signal conditioner circuit, analog to digital converter. Inbuilt signal conditioner circuit is also present in this. Before this, uh, Before this analog to digital converter, one signal conditioner circuit should also be present here, and analog to digital converter buffer. Okay. The unlocked digital converter performs the conversion respectively repeatedly at a free running internal determined rate. The digital outputs from the buffer are further fed to either a digital computer or storage or printout device here. The most popular example of the single channel data acquisition system is the digital panel meter. Digital panel meter is single channel data acquisition system example అనమాట. The digital outputs are obtained from the unlocked digital converter. The analog to digital converters used for the data acquisition systems are designed such that they can accept external commands to convert and hold the operations here. అనలాగ్ టు డిజిటల్ కమాండ్స్ ఏం చేస్తాయంటే అవి ఏదైనా ఏదైనా సిగ్నల్ కానీ ఏదైనా సరే కంట్రోల్ సిగ్నల్ కానీ ఇట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు యాక్సెప్ట్ దట్ సిగ్నల్ ఎక్స్టర్నల్ కమాండ్స్ టు కన్వర్ట్ ద సిగ్నల్ అండ్ హోల్డ్ దట్ ఆపరేషన్. ఏదైనా మళ్ళీ ఇంకొక సిగ్నల్ ఇచ్చామనుకోండి, కొంచెం సేపు స్టోరేజ్, కొంచెం సేపు హోల్డ్లో పెట్టాలి ఏదైనా సిగ్నల్ అనుకుంటే ఇట్ కెన్ హోల్డ్ దట్ సిగ్నల్ యాజ్ వెల్ యాజ్ ఇట్ కెన్ టేక్ ద సిగ్నల్ అండ్ ఇట్ కెన్ డూ సమ్ కంట్రోల్ ఆపరేషన్ ఆల్సో indirectly. External commands to convert that signal and holds the operation. The analog to digital converter based on dual slope techniques are most widely used for the analog conversion of low frequency data. Normally, these analog to digital converters are going to be in the dual slope technique. ఈ dual slope technique కొంచెం స్లోగా ఉంటుంది అనమాట. ద ఫాస్ట్ ఫ్లాష్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ అనలాగ్ టు డిజిటల్ కన్వర్టర్స్ కొంచెం ఫాస్ట్గా ఉంటాయి, వేరాజ్ డ్యూయల్ స్లోప్ ఈస్ సమ్ వాట్ స్లో. Low frequency data, ఇది conversion of low frequency data we are going to be used here. Generally generally from thermocouples like that, it is going to acquire the data. The successive approximation technique is most widely used because it gives resolution and high speed at moderate cost. Successive approximation కూడా somewhat అదర్ అనలాగ్ టు డిజిటల్ కన్వర్టర్స్ కంపేర్ చేసుకుంటే కొంచెం స్పీడ్ కొంచెం మీడియం టైప్ ఆఫ్ స్పీడ్. ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ ఆఫ్ ది సిగ్నల్ ఈస్ somewhat medium, but here given it as high, not it is not going to give the high speed actually. The successive approximation technique is most widely used because it gives high resolution and high speed at moderate cost. Moderate cost లో మనకి ఆ కాస్ట్కి తగ్గట్లుగా మనకి రెజల్యూషన్ స్పీడ్ కూడా ఎక్వైర్ అవుతుంది అనమాట. Next one is many times it is observed that the signal levels is very low compared to the input requirement. In such cases, the amplification of the input signal is done to bring its level to match the input requirement here. This is called as a pre-amplification. మనకి ఏదైనా సిగ్నల్ కన్వర్ట్ చేసే ముందు మనకి రిక్వైర్డ్ అమౌంట్ ఫార్మాట్లో లేదనుకోండి, వీ నీడ్ టు డూ సమ్ ప్రీ యాంప్లిఫికేషన్ ప్రాసెస్. ఆ ప్రీ యాంప్లిఫికేషన్ ప్రాసెస్ ద్వారా ఒక యాంప్లిఫైర్ యూస్ చేసుకొని వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు కన్వర్ట్ దట్ స్మాల్ అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ సిగ్నల్ ఇంటు ది large amount of signal thereafter is going to be converted. If the input signals are to be isolated from the system physically, the conductive paths are broken by using mostly opto-coupled isolation amplifier. Opto-coupled isolation amplifiers can also be used in the conducting path. ఒక ఆప్టికల్ సిగ్నల్ ట్రాన్స్మిట్ చేసేటప్పుడు వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు యూస్ దిస్ ఆప్టో-కపుల్డ్ isolation amplifier. And the pre-amplifiers may be coupled with active filters also before the processing of data. If there is any noise present in that signal, we can easily remove that noise by using these active filters. These filters minimize the effect of noise carrier and interfering high frequency components. And interfering ఏదైనా సిగ్నల్ ఇంటర్ఫియర్ అవుతున్నా సరే, ఏదైనా నాయిస్ ఈజ్ యాడెడ్ ఫర్ దట్ ఒరిజినల్ సిగ్నల్, that is going to be removed or delete are going to be removed by using this active filters. Sometimes a special purpose filters such as tracking filters may be used to preserve the phase dependent data. ఫేజ్ రిలవెంట్ డేటా ఏదైనా ఉందనుకోండి, ఆ ఫేజ్ చేంజ్ ఓవర్ ఎక్కువగా జరగకుండా అండ్ ట్రాకింగ్ ఫిల్టర్స్ కెన్ బి యూస్డ్ హియర్. దెర్ ఆర్ different types of filters. Those filters are, we can call those filters as active filters. Those filters can give the main operation, noise reduction. Tracking filters, those are used for phase detection purpose mainly. These are the different types of filters. మనం యాంప్లిఫికేషన్ కన్వర్షన్ చేసే ముందు డేటా ఎక్విజిషన్ చేస్తాం. ఆ డేటా ఎక్విజిషన్కి బిఫోర్ సమ్ డేటా డేటా signaling data acquisition చేసే ముందు we are supposed to maintain the signal conditioning also. That signal conditioning ఏంటంటే ప్రీ యాంప్లిఫికేషను, ఫిల్టరింగ్ చేస్తాం అనమాట. అది స్కేలింగ్ కూడా ఉంటుంది అనమాట. కొన్నిసార్లు స్కేలింగ్ కూడా చేస్తాం అనమాట. ఆ స్కేలింగే తక్కువ అమౌంట్ వస్తే తక్కువ అమౌంట్ ఉన్న ఉన్న సిగ్నల్ని లార్జ్ అమౌంట్ చేయొచ్చు, లార్జ్ అమౌంట్ ఉన్న సిగ్నల్ని రిక్వైర్డ్ ఫార్మాట్లో కన్వర్ట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు అనమాట స్కేలింగ్ అంటే. అది these are the some these are the acquisition, these are the conversion techniques, or we can call this as signal conditioning technique also. Okay, and this is about a single channel data acquisition system. In today's class, what we have seen means what is data acquisition system. It is the data acquisition system means it is going to signal conditioning, conversion, data processing, data handling, transmission, storage, display. That is signal conditioning, CCPT. CCPTS అనుకోవచ్చు అమ్మ. అంటే కండిషనింగ్, కన్వర్షన్, ప్రాసెసింగ్, ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ అండ్ స్టోరేజ్ అట్లా చెప్పుకోవచ్చు. షార్ట్ ఫామ్లో మనం మెమరైజ్ చేసుకోవాలంటే that is the main process can be done by this data acquisition system. Okay? And this is the generalized block diagram for data acquisition system. The same block diagram can be given to the digital data acquisition system. The objectives of this data acquisition system, and it is divided into two types, analog and digital. This is the analog diagram. Same blocks. If we are using more number of blocks, these more number of transducer and signal conditioner, we can call this for digital type of data acquisition system. Thereafter it is given to some analog to digital converter, we can call this as digital dash. Transducer, signal conditioner, multiplexers, calibration equipment, integrating equipment, visual display devices, analog recorders, analog computers. The same can be repeated across the digital data acquisition systems also. This is the auxiliary equipment. The important one is auxiliary equipment, digital recorders, application of DAS, where this data acquisition systems are going to be used. Thereafter, single channel data acquisition system input signal is given to the signal conditioning block. Thereafter, it is given to the analog to digital converter command. This is the just like act as a clock signal. Converter command is given. Thereafter, it is going to convert that signal and it is given to the buffer signal. I have converted the entire signal. You can take that signal. This is the clock signal is going to be given to the buffer signal. Then after giving this clock signal, buffer will acquire that whatever the transmitted signal. Thereafter, it is given to the computer or printer. This is the single channel data acquisition system. Okay, this is very easy, and the presentation of this data acquisition system is also important and easy. Okay, please go through this one, and you can score good marks for this data acquisition system. If you got this question in your examination, uh, you can easily get 14 out of 14. Okay, okay students, in the next session we will go to the data loggers like that.